Hello there, this is Sue from Sue's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and today I wanted to bring you my latest card that I just finished working on. So this card uses the adorable This Little Piggy stamp set. I absolutely love this set. And a fabulous set of framelits, which is the wood crate framelits. So I just want to show you the products that we're going to be using. So this here is the wood crate framelits, and they actually coordinate with this Woodwords stamp set that has some really cute things in it. In fact, the idea for this card kind of spilled off of one that I made for a class the other night. So this is the one that I used for a class the other night, and I used just the crate front to kind of pop off the page a little bit and use the little rooster, and these are all the flowers from the stamp set. But when I still had this sitting on my desk, and when I saw this little piggy set, I thought I have to do a piggy in a crate. So that is how I came up with the idea for this card. And once again, there's our little piggy there in the crate. And well, I'm just going to get started and show you the steps. So with this set of framelits, it does create these adorable little crates. Okay, so this is the actual full-size crate here. I've got one that I just did a little bit of stamping on like that. Another one that was a little box that we filled full of little tiny 3x3 cards. This was the other night. And they are super cute. So one of the must-haves from the new catalog is definitely these Wood Texture Designer series stack of paper. And in here is 12 gorgeous different kind of wood grain colors. So there's everything from, it looks like maple and pine, to really old and rustic, even a whitewash in there. So these papers add so much texture and are fabulous. Now there is also one kind of funky sheet in there as well, which has the open cut ends of wood as well as a large one like that. So you get 12 different patterns, 4 of each, so 48 sheets. And one of these sheets will create one of these little boxes. So you can use these papers to cut these out, and they actually look like they are wood. So that is the adorable thing about this, okay? So to create our crate front, all you need is one of the pieces of the crate. So when you are creating a full crate, you actually cut out 2 sheets, or 2 of these pieces, and they'll go together to create a full crate, okay? So we just want to use this little crate front. So what I did was I cut out one of these, and I'm going to just trim back the sides, all the different sides of this crate. So all we want is the actual slatted part. So as you can see, I am cutting back the sides. First I creased them so that I could see where the crease was, okay, and where I was going to be cutting. And I just cut back just thick enough that it would pop off the page just a little bit when I placed it on my project. In fact, it is very similar to the thickness of one of our dimensions, because I'm going to actually put the dimensions on the inside here, and when I put it on the card, that's what's going to keep it from popping up, okay? So I do have one that I have already trimmed. This is it right here. So as you can see, I have cut down all the edges like this. This one actually needs a little more. And you end up with this one little tab on one side, so I'm going to cut that off just like that. Okay, and as well as this one here. There we go. And I just give it a good fold, and that's going to keep it, I mean, these papers are pretty good. That's going to keep it kind of tucked under like that and make it look like it's got a little bit of dimension so it pops up. Okay, so that is going to be our little crate front, and I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to work on how I created kind of like the little mud pattern back here, and how I painted in this little pig. So we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring, okay? So I'm going to bring in the bases for my card, and I have got let's see here. I've got one piece of Whisper White that was 8.5 by 4.25, and I just folded that in half. Okay, I have got a Soft Sky that measures 4 by 5.25, and then my stamping paper of choice is actually the Shimmer White paper, and this is my favorite paper to work with. You see me working with it a lot, especially if I'm going to do any type of watercoloring. It has a beautiful shimmer on the surface, but it also reacts really well to watercolor, so it doesn't soften. It holds the water really well, and it's just a beautiful finish. So this piece here is 3.5 by 4.75. Okay, so those are our bases. I'm going to bring in just a folded sheet here for a work surface for me, and I'm going to get started by just laying down a little bit of color. So the way that I find, the fastest way that I find to lay down a little bit of color in the background is using our foam brayers. I absolutely love these guys. I'm going to use a little bit of Island Indigo, and I just want to do a little bit of blue in the background so that kind of has the little bit of sky effect. So I'm not going too dark, just a little bit like that. Okay, so that's, you can see just a little hue of blue there. Okay, then I'm going to bring in a little bit of espresso, and I'm going to do the same. Just going to turn it upside down so I can hang on to this. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so really quick and easy. I got a little bit of espresso here, a little bit of Island Indigo, but very faint. That's the great thing with these brayers, is I'm getting a little bit of shadow, so I'm just going to just see what I can do about that. Let's see, we're going to go like that. Is that going to be, that's better. Okay, so you can see how just a little bit of light there, okay, and it just, I didn't press very hard. It's very faint. If I wanted to, I could really press harder and you could get a darker color there. So it's great. You can really control the depth of your color with these foam rollers. Okay, so that's how I'm starting, by laying down some color. Now, next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of like a little bit of a puddle down at the bottom. So I am going to bring in my soft suede, and I'm going to bring in my aqua painter here, and I am just going to run a little bit of water and soft suede ink in this area down at the bottom. So what it's doing is the soft suede is actually mixing with that little bit of espresso that was on the paper already, and it's giving you a really good kind of mud puddly kind of effect. So I really like that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, I'm going to just zoom in a little bit for you guys. Let's see here. There we go. I'm going to bring in my Memento, and I'm going to stamp my little piggy in the Memento. Now, one quick side thing I want to show you is, in this stamp set, when they come, these stamps here are actually one piece. So as you can see on the front here, I've got this piggy here, and it says, well, this little piggy. Okay, I've got this one here, and it says Hugs and Kisses. And this one here that has a saying attached to it. So when I was stamping, I didn't want to be limited to the saying that was underneath matching with the pig. I wanted to be able to mix and match them if I wanted to. And I also wanted to maybe have this saying somewhere else on the card. So what I did was I went in with, I have a pair of rubber scissors, and I actually did a very, I guess you got to be a little bit careful when you're cutting. I did a little cut down the middle and separated these two pieces. So therefore I could have the saying to use whenever I wanted it, and the pig wherever I wanted it. Okay, so I did those with all the pigs in this little package. Okay, so I could have a little bit more flexibility with my stamp set. Okay, so having said that, I did take off the one little saying at the bottom of this guy, which was this little piggy, and that is a saying I'm going to use on this stamp set, but I want to be able to stamp it somewhere else. So it's kind of nice to have them separate like that. Okay, so there's our little pig. Adorable. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color in that little piggy with a little bit of ink. And I am bringing in Blushing Bride. And again, I'm going to bring back my aqua painter. So I'm just gonna, you can see how, I don't know if you guys saw how I did that. I just squished the ink pad together a little bit. That's gonna give me a little bit of pool of ink on the inside. And I'm gonna draw that ink up with my aqua painter. I just gotta make sure I have enough water going here. Let's see, I'm on water, there we go. Yep, there we go. So I'm gonna draw up a little bit of that water, okay? And I'm just going to just color in this adorable little pig. Now, this little piggy is sitting in a little bit of mud. So therefore, he's going to be a little bit dirty. So after I give him a little bit of pinkness to him, I'm then going to bring back a little bit of my soft suede, and I'm going to dirty him up a little bit because he has been making a mess today. He's been playing around in that crate and on the ground there where there's all that dirt. So I am just doing a little bit of brown on him as well. So you can see he's a little bit dirty. Now, I will do a light coloring on the bottom, even though you might, there's a good chance you're not going to see that part. I'm just going to just gently color that. And then for the nose, I want a little bit more concentration of pink. I want a little bit deeper pink nose on this guy. So I'm just squeezing a little bit more. I'm taking a little bit of water off of my brush so it's not so wet, and that way the concentration of color is going to be a little bit darker. And I'm just going to go in with a slightly darker pink there. There we go. Go over it a couple times. There we go. So there is my grubby little cute little pig. Isn't he adorable? Okay, so now that I've got him on there, I went ahead and stamped out this little piggy saying, and I'm going to just cut that out with our classic label punch. So here it is here. So that's going to sit up there. Okay. I also have the little love you, and I already stamped that piece. I'm going to punch that out with just a 1-inch circle punch. So there's that one there. Okay, so that is going to go, I'm just gathering up all the little pieces to put my card together. So we've colored our little piggy, we've made our mud puddle, okay, we've got our little half crate ready to go. Now, in the stamp set, there is these adorable little kiss marks. So I thought that would be cute with the love you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that in the real red, and I'm just kind of having a look where I want my saying to go, and then I'm going to stamp around it. And I just want to make sure that these guys are the right way. Yep. So I'm maybe going to do one over here, and I'm going to do one over here, and I'm going to see where my little crate's going to go. My God, that's so cute. And I'm going to do another one maybe over here. Okay, just like that, but kind of just a little hint of red. I love it. Okay, now we're going to put our crate on the page, and to do that I am going to bring in some little dimensions, and I'm just going to run them close to the side here. I've got kind of some end pieces I'm using up, but I am running that close to the side so that it kind of helps support those sides that are folded up like that. Okay, stops them from getting crushed if you keep the adhesive close to the sides. So I'm going to have a look and see where I want my little crate to go. I think that's about right there. Okay, I'm just going to push that down. All right, Now I'm going to add a few little layers. I have got one of the circle framelits from the Stitch Framelit set. Okay, and I'm going to pop that on the front. Need my adhesive here. There we are. Now, everyone always asks me what my adhesive of choice is when I am making cards. And I would have to say the Fast Fuse. And the reason why I love it is because you just need a very, very small amount. When you buy the Fast Fuse, I'm trying to remember how many meters you get in it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but what I do know is when you buy the refills, you get a lot in the refills. And because you only use, just looking for my other layer pieces here, because you only use a little bit at a time, like I mean a little dab, because this stuff is super sticky and strong, it lasts longer than any other adhesive I have. So I have added a little layer piece, and this is from the Duet Layers, and it's just this little piece here that I cut out and I put that in espresso. I just like to add a few little layers, okay? Then another thing I'm going to add is a little bit of our Baker's Twine, and we now have it in a Pool Party, which is my favorite color. So I wanted to add just a little bit in. Let's see, I want to loop that a little bit better. Let's get a couple good loops in there. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good, and then I'll trim it off. Okay. So I wanted to add that in underneath, just like that, just to add a pop of color, and it brings out the blue in the sky. So I need a glue dot for that. I'm nearing the end of my glue dots on this roll. Oh, look at that. I have one left. Time to open up a new box. Okay, so I'm just going to place the glue dot just kind of in the center there, and I'm just tacking down that Pool Party twine there. Perfect. Okay, now this is so exciting. New in our catalog is our mini dimensions, and I absolutely love these. They are perfect for little projects. Actually, I'm going to use them a couple times on this one. I'm going to put just a little one on the top, a little one on the bottom, and they are perfect for, I'm going to put this piece on with one of them too. When you're working with small pieces that you want to pop out, you don't have to cut them in half anymore. They are the perfect size. Okay, so we have got the Love You, we have got the pig. It is looking very cute. I'm actually going to add this little stamp and the little mini dimensions onto this piece as well. And I'm going to pop this off the page. I don't always like to have things perfectly pointed at both ends and all that sort of stuff. I often like to put things over the edge like that and then just snip them flush with the paper. Okay, it just adds just a slightly different look, but I like it with having one flat end and one pointy end. Okay, I'm going over the edge like that. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to bring in the layers that I've got, and we are going to use again our Fast Fuse, and I just need a little smidgen on there. I'm going to pop this on like this. That's the Soft Sky. Okay, and then I just need some dimensions, and I'm going to pop that up. So I'm losing my natural light here, so I'm just going to show you the finished card once again. And there it is with the adorable little pig sitting in his crate, filthy as can be, but he loves you. Isn't that cute? All right, so that is my card for today. You can find all of these items on my online store. In fact, I wanted to just let you know about a deal that I've going on until the end of June. It actually cuts off June the 29th. I have got kind of like an online party, as well as people that are local are just popping in orders, and I started it yesterday, and I am just doing like a hostess party. So basically any order that you place, I'm going to get you to use the hostess code for it, and this is good until the 29th. I will draw the name on the 29th, and whoever's name is picked, they will actually get to spend the hostess dollars for this party. So if you have an order in on this party, you are in the draw. And so right now we are up to, I just started it, oh gosh, last night. We are up to $50 worth of free products. So who knows what it will be by the end of the week. But yeah, pop your orders in, and I just want to show you where you would put the host code in. So I'm going to bring up my Stampin' Up page. So this is it here. When you go to SuePhillip.stampinup.net, you will come to this home page, which is me. So it'll say Sue Phillip. It'll have my contact here, and if you were to scroll down, you'll see I will have you can check out like my full list of all of my classes and that sort of stuff on here that I run throughout the month. But where you would place the order would be, you would go to Shop Now. Let's see. A little tiny screen. Okay, so you're going to bring up the Shop Now, and again, my name will be up in the top corner. Okay, down here you have got all the items that you can scroll through. I'm just going to pop something in the cart here. Let's have a look. Okay, let's say I'm going to go for, well, let's look up the bundle here that we have. Let's see if I've got it right here. Where are you? Oh my God, there's so many new catalogs for this, or bundles for this catalog, and 10% off when you buy things in a bundle. So say I want to purchase, I want to be able to make these crates. So I'm going to get this bundle here. I am going to add it. Okay, and then I want to view my shopping. So say I'm done my shopping, and I want to pay for my order. So this is where you come to the screen. Again, my name's in the top corner here. There is two little places to put in a code. It is not this first one that says coupon code. This down here, it says host code. This is where you want to place the code so that you can get entered into this online party and possibly be drawn to be the hostess. Okay, so that is the area there that you want to punch in the code, and the code for the party till the end of this month. Oh my goodness, I had it all written out for you guys. Let's see if I can find it. There it is right there. This is the code that you want to punch in. So it is, just put it on there if you guys can see that. The light in here is not the best. Okay, 7WMKQ4GS. Okay, so that is the code that will be to the end of this month. And orders have to be in by the 29th because I'm going to draw it on the 30th. Then I'm going to let that person know right away, and they will be placing their order on the 30th for all the free stuff that they won. Okay, so enter to get into that draw, and I will be doing more videos for you with more new products as I get a chance to play with them all. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little Piggy in a Crate card. So have a great day, and I will see you soon. Thanks.